Hello guys, today we are going to study new subjects, that's pharmacology. So, what is pharmacology? Pharmacology is the study of drugs and how they react over body and tissues positively. Positively means they have some benefit effect of the drugs. Okay, now in how many ways our drug can be used? Okay, so drug can be used as prophylaxis, diagnosis, and therapeutic. So prophylaxis means to prevent some disease. Example we are taking here as mefloquine. Mefloquine, it is used as prophylaxis for malaria. To prevent some disease is prophylaxis, malaria. Diagnosis purpose we can use like example. The first example I'm taking here is methacholine. Methacholine is used to diagnose bronchial asthma. Okay, the second diagnostic drug we can take like as endophonium. This endophonium is used for myasthenia gravis. What is myasthenia gravis? It is an autoimmune disease of our muscle receptors, NM, neuromuscular receptors. Our own immune system will destroy these neuromuscular receptors. Okay, in this treatment of myasthenia gravis, we will encourage the acetylcholine. We are going to discuss this later on. Okay, so endophonium is used to diagnose myasthenia gravis. Endophonium. Okay, now therapeutic example, dexamethasone. It is used to treat Cushing syndrome. You will discuss about this syndrome, Cushing syndrome, in pathology in detail. Okay, Cushing syndrome. Now, let's just look an overview for nomenclature. We will not go in deep. Okay, like how many drugs, how many names can our drug have? Okay, so first of all, our drug have chemical name. For example, acetyl salicylic acid. Okay, the second is our drug can have known proprietary name. Okay, we also call them as generic, generic, generic name. Okay, example aspirin. Okay, and a drug can have proprietary, proprietary, or trade, or brand name. Every brand have their own name for every drug, like Ecospine and many more. Okay, so see, this aspirin can have many names, like acetyl salicylic acid. Acetyl salicylic acid is chemical name for aspirin. Okay, it's sold in the market. This aspirin is sold in the market by the name of Ecospine. Okay, now that's just overview. We can also go in detail, but we are not going in detail. Like I can also tell you about that cyto. Okay, you know cytochrome, that cytochrome P450. You study about them. P450. This cyto means cytochrome. P4 means pigment. This 450 is the nanometer, maximum absorption of light. Okay, at this nanometer 450. But we don't need this thing for Krok or this medical exams. Okay, so that's it for nomenclature part. Now, what do you think? A drug discovery is a very easy thing? Obviously not. Okay, otherwise everyone can make a drug. It needs, or it takes approx 10 to 15 years to make a single drug. Okay, so let's talk about drug discoveries. Drug discovery. A drug can be discovered by two ways. By like target base or phenotypic or random or accidental. Okay, or accidental. Like in target base, we have a target, and for that target we want to find a drug in this target base. For example, we have angiotensin 2 receptor blocker drug. Okay, what do we call these angiotensin 2 receptor blocker drugs? We already studied this thing in our physiology video, that RAS, renin angiotensin aldosterone system. We call them sartans. TANS, sartans. Okay, so in this we have a proper target. We have target like angiotensin 2 receptor, and we form a drug, these sartans, to block that target. But in this accidental, we found a drug, like some scientist is doing some other discovery, but accidental, he find this penicillin. You know, penicillin. It's accidental discovery. Okay, now after finding a drug, we do so many things. Obviously, just you find a drug, you will not sell that drug in a market. Okay, there are some trials or a proper method to put any drug in a market. So let's discuss about them. First of all, like if you find any drug or any chemical, first of all there will be pre-clinical trials. Okay, and these trials are on animals. Okay, in this what we will find? We will find ED50 and LD50. ED50 is ED50 is effective dose of drug that will affect 50% of the animal population. Okay, ED50 is effective dose of drug that affect 50% of animal population that we give the drug. For example, we give a drug to 100 animals, and in 50 animals it shows its effect. Okay, so we will found ED50. Now LD50, in this we find lethal dose. LD means lethal dose to kill 50% of animal population. Like in this LD50, we give the maximum dose, or how many dose we give to an animal that will give. Suppose we give to 100 animals that dose, okay, and 50 animals died. Okay, so in this we will find how much dose is needed to kill any animal, to kill that particular animal that we give dose. Okay, now after this we will do one test, that is AMES test. This is an enzymatic type of test. Just remember here, this test is to study mutagenic capacity of new drug. Okay, to study mutagenic capacity of drug. By which method we can study the mutagenic capacity of a drug? By AMES test. Okay, and one more thing I just remember. 1 minute. Okay, some drugs, see here I told you in drug uses prophylaxis, diagnose and therapeutic. Okay, some drugs, many drugs can be used for like diagnose or therapeutic, or some drugs can have 2 or 3, both of these purposes. Okay, for example, I just remember this thing, my one student asked me this thing. For example, chloroquine, or it is also known as chingamine. These are used to prevent or treat malaria. Okay, sorry for just last minute call, but it's important. So for example, chloroquine or chingamine, this chingamine is to prevent or treat malaria. Okay, so some drugs like this have 2 effects also, 2 or 3 effects also, and many more drugs can also have 2 or 3 effects, like prophylaxis, diagnostic or therapeutic. Okay, so okay, now come back to this. After this pre-clinical trials on animals, we done this test. After this test, we will make an application. Okay, like in India we call it as INDA, investigation new drug application, or okay, these are also FDA applications. We will make an application, or we will consult the drug regulatory agency. Okay, every country have their own drug regulatory agencies. Like some countries don't have these drug regulatory agencies, some have. Okay, some, like in Ukraine we have Ministry of Health. We particularly have Ministry of Health that will regulate all of these things. Okay, like in India we have DCGI, Drug Controller General of India. Okay, we have in Dubai like Dubai Health Authority. Okay, in Emirates we have EHA. In Abu Dhabi we have HAD, HAAD. Okay, in USA we have FDA, Food and Drug Administration. Okay, FDA, or US FDA, United States FDA. Okay, to these regulatory agencies we submit our data to proceed in our research. Okay, now after this, and after the, like in Ukraine we have Ministry of Health. After the Ministry of Health will give you permission, okay, for further trials. Then in second phase, like first is this preclinical trials, now in second phase we have clinical trials. clinical trials, and these clinical trials have 5 phases. Okay, the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so the first one is 0 phase. Okay, the second one is second phase. Oh sorry, the second one is first phase, then we have second phase, then we have third, then we have third phase. Okay, and then we have fourth phase. Okay, so these are the total 5 phases: 1, 2, 3 and 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, in 0 phase we will study what? We will study pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics of drug. What is this pharmacokinetics? In this pharmacokinetics, we will just discuss about them in next video. This pharmacokinetics is how our body will react to drug. Means how our body will react to drug. In this, basically, we have like how our body will absorb the drug, how our body will distribute the drug, how our body will metabolize the drug, how our body will excrete the drug. Okay, and this pharmacodynamics means how the drug react to body, how that particularly drug will react to your body. Like, okay, in pharmacodynamics we will study this thing, like a drug go inside your body and like it decreases your blood pressure, it activates your parasympathetic system and many. Okay, what that drug will show effect on your body, that is pharmacodynamics. Now in this first phase we will study efficacy, safety and tolerance of that drug. Okay, and in this we took number of people from 10 to 100 people. Okay, in also now phase 2. In this phase 2 we have potential benefit effect of drug. Potential benefit effect of drug, and in this we took number of people from 50 to 500. Okay, in this second phase, and most of the drugs fail in this second phase. Okay, they can't proceed out. Okay, potential benefit effect of drugs. And if someone asks when the efficacy, to be very precise, if we will find the efficacy will be find out in this second phase, like in detail everything about efficacy. Okay, now in this third phase we are confirming safety and efficacy of drug. Okay, and in this third phase we usually took like number of people a lot, like 1000 to 10,000 people. Okay, 1000 to 10,000 peoples. Now in this fourth phase, see, after every phase, first, second, third, fourth, every time we make a report or write down every information about the drug and send to the every country's drug regulatory agencies. Okay, and after that they will give you permission for further proceeding of the drug. Okay, so after this third phase we will form a inbuilt bulk report. Okay, and we will send it to the Ministry of Health or any that drug regulatory agencies of that country, and that will give you the permission to make that drug. Okay, to put that drug in the market. If they give you permission, then you can do a mass production of that drug and sell it to the market after this third phase. See, now you will ask me a question, then why there is this fourth phase? See, this fourth phase is also known as, or in this what we will do post marketing surveillance. What? Post marketing surveillance. In this what we will try to see, we will see if the drug have any rare or chronic side effect. Okay, so this post marketing surveillance. Okay, we cannot find this chronic means long term. We cannot find long term effects in all of these trials. Okay, in from this 0, first, second and third trials. Okay, so we will find those chronic side effects in this fourth phase. I will give you an example, like aspirin. You know aspirin? Example, aspirin. This aspirin, see, this aspirin, when it comes into this world, everyone was like, oh, it's a very good drug. Okay, so everyone prescribing this drug, every doctor. Okay, so this aspirin was very good in this 0, first, second and third phase. Okay, but in this fourth phase, when it will be given to that mass population, like a country or a world is using that drug. Okay, it was found that for after taking this long term, this aspirin can cause peptic ulcers. Okay, peptic ulcers. Then scientists are like, no, this aspirin can cause peptic ulcers. Then they make one more drug. They make rofecoxib. As we discussed about this rofecoxib in Locks and Cox pathway in physiology video. Okay, rofecoxib. Then they make this rofecoxib, and rofecoxib was also very good. Like 0 phase was very good, first was very good, second was very good, third was very good. But when it will be given to a mass population, to the world or country, see, this rofecoxib will not cause peptic ulcers, PU means peptic ulcers, but it have a very severe side effect that it causes myocardial infraction. Okay, it's not infection, it's infraction. Okay, it's called infarction. Okay, this rofecoxib is COX-2 inhibitor. Okay, and this drug was withdrawal from the market. This rofecoxib was withdrawal from the market after post-marketing surveillance. When the people find out like this after post-marketing surveillance, this rofecoxib was withdrawal from the market. So if someone will ask you which drug was, see, peptic ulcer can also be treated, but myocardial infection is a very severe thing. So this rofecoxib withdrawal from market after post surveillance. Okay, post marketing surveillance. Okay, now I will tell you something about, I already told you about those INDA. Okay, those applications that we submit after this third phase, those are like INDA, investigation new drug application. Okay, that INDA, I am telling you these things from FDA point of view. Okay, that Food and Drug Administration Authority of America. Okay, so in this FDA, we will give two application, INDA. This INDA is investigation new drug application, and it's applied before starting clinical trials. Okay, before any type of clinical trials, we will give this application to whom? To FDA or any that drug, or to that drug controller agency, drug regulatory agencies of that country. Okay, after that they will give you permission. Okay, now you will complete all of these things, first, second and third and fourth phase, till this phase. Okay, after that, after this phase, third phase, you will apply a new application, and that is NDA. NDA is what? New drug application, and this application is applied before marketing, and then they will give you permission to market the drug or put it in the market. Okay, this is just extra information. Okay, then after that, so who will also do this post marketing surveillance? I will tell you. See, if a company will put a drug in the market, obviously it don't want to withdraw the drug from the market, because the company is getting profit. Okay, so this post marketing surveillance is also, so every country also have their post marketing surveillance authorities. Okay, now pharmacovigilance. What is this pharmacovigilance? These are, every country have their own committee. Okay, committee for vigilance of drug. Okay, like in Ukraine we have that SAUMP. Okay, SAUMP. You know what is this SAUMP? It's a state administration of Ukraine on medical products and narcotic drug control. Okay, this SAUMP does what? It control good marketing practice. GMP. This SAUMP will control good marketing practice. Okay, now pharmacovigilance is committee for vigilance of drug. Every country has their own or many agencies. Okay, now, and this is an state authority, this SAUMP. Okay, state agency. The supreme is Ministry of Health in Ukraine till today. Okay, now there are some orphan drugs. Let's discuss something about these also. Orphan drug. Okay, these are rare drugs. For example, in paracetamol poisoning, we give antidote. What we'll do, what will give antidote as N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine. It's a mucolytic drug. Mucolytic. It breaks mucus. Okay. The normal function of this N-acetylcysteine is it's a mucolytic drug, but it is also given in paracetamol poisoning, and this is a rare drug. Okay. One more. Digitoxin poisoning. Okay. What is this digitoxin? Digitoxin is given in chronic heart failure. We will discuss about this in pharmacology further videos. Okay. Digitoxin poisoning. It's given in chronic heart failure, and the antidote of this is digibind. And this digibind is also a rare drug. Okay, so these orphan drugs, usually companies don't make these drugs, orphan drugs, but they have to make, okay, because of some government compulsions, or they have to make. Okay, so these orphan drugs are very rare drugs. They are rare to find. Okay, companies don't like to make them because obviously by making these rare drugs, because they are these conditions, this paracetamol poisoning or digitoxin poisoning is very rare condition. Okay, so obviously the company won't get profit from these drugs. See, companies making those drugs, okay, but nobody is using them. Okay, because these conditions are rare, this paracetamol poisoning or digitoxin poisoning. So company don't get proper profit, so they don't like to make them, but still they have to make. So that's why we call them as orphan drug or rare drug, this digibind N-acetylcysteine. Okay. Now there are many laws, like in India also there is a Drug and Cosmetic Act Law 1940, okay, in which there are different type of drugs schedule, like Schedule X. Okay, you can see Schedule X. These are those drugs that cause dependence. Schedule H. Okay, these are those drugs with retail or which will only be given on medical prescriptions. Okay, Schedule G, drug given only in medical supervision. Schedule G. Okay, these are just, every country have different laws, so I'm not discussing them here. Okay, Schedule Y, like the drug is imported from other country. Okay, so that's all. Okay, pharmacology. Okay, what is pharmacology? As we already discussed, what is pharmacology? It's the study of drug and how they react to our body or tissues in a positive manner. Okay. Okay, so drugs and how they react to our tissue is pharmacology. Drug and how they react to our body is pharmacology. Now, drug can be used as prophylaxis, diagnostic and therapeutic. Some drugs can have two effects also, like this chloroquine or chingamine. It is used to prevent or treat malaria, this chingamine, chloroquine. Okay, nomenclature, many drugs but one drug can have many names: acetyl salicylic acid, aspirin, ecosprin, but both are same thing. Okay, now ED50, LD50, AMES test is for mutagenic capacity of drug. Okay, which drug is withdrawal from the market after post surveillance? Refocoxib, it's important. Okay, refocoxib, withdrawal from marketing. Okay, after post marketing surveillance. Now orphan drugs, like these are rare drugs, like N-acetylcysteine and digibind. These are rare drugs. Okay, these are the important things to discuss. I hope everything is clear. Thank you.